Quad gave Dr. Gregory false hope.
What?
And
Ew,
that is
no, girl.
cruel.
Ooh,
False hope.
false
I
hope.
will be
Oh my
ready to have a
god.
child once I am where I want to be
Mitch,
financially
Mitch,
and
Mitch,
in my career
Mitch,
and in my life. She should
Mitch.
have told him directly and honestly, I do not want to have your baby.
Absolutely not. Men need to get the hell out of a womb. Get out of her womb.
I have respect for everyone here, but I don't think we as a panel of men should talk about, what a woman should do, their womb and their obligation based off their womb. I don't think that's the conversation that we should have here.
She's the one who's gonna have to deal with that baby for 9 to 10 months fully by herself while you sit there acting a fool. You got me messed up. Oh,
I think the
girl.
point you made about how you, oh,
I'm
I'm
listening.
not going to talk. Well, I'm not going to talk to your, you can listen, I'm not going to talk to your curtain.
Hey, it's a brotherhood. Woohoo!
Hey everyone, it's your bro, Mitch Kimbro, and you're watching Bro Chat, where me and my bros debate some of your favorite topics. Logan is on Bro Chat to guest co-host. Hey Logan.
What's up, bro?
Welcome, Logan.
Excited to be
Welcome.
here. So
Welcome
nice
to
to
the
meet you
fam,
guys.
girl.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey.
All right, bros. So we gotta talk about Married to Medicine. Quad's boyfriend, King, physically confronted Dr. Gregory because of how Dr. Gregory was speaking to Quad.
He said, shut the up to Quad.
He didn't say shut the up. He said you have a big mouth. That's two different things.
You don't help people. You got a big mouth.
I'm offended by that, so I think you need to apologize to her for that.
Who you think you talking to, bro?
Man, I'm talking to you, mother.
That's how they roll.
Eric, what do you think? Did King take the confrontation with Dr. Gregory too far?
No, I think that he set up for his woman. He did it chest out, ready to go. Because I'm tired of people talking that game and then they get there and they don't do nothing about it. If you're gonna talk about his woman like that in front of him, be so disrespectful, catch these hands. And honestly, I am so disgusted by Dr. Gregory. It's not even funny. I think he, as a psychiatrist, I'm like, what are you doing? How are you doing this in public? And how are you doing this on film?
I'm kind of with Eric on this one. To be honest, when it happened, it kind of turned me on. I mean, I'm gonna be real. King is fine, fine with
So fine.
all caps, and this is the man I have always pictured Quad to be with. When she was with
Yes.
Dr. Gregory, I'm not Quad. We just gonna keep it real, baby. That was a come up, and hey, I get it. I get it. You wanted to get out of Chattanooga or wherever it's from in Tennessee that she's from. You wanted to get out of there. This man that's a doctor comes to sleep she away. He's got a little bit of change. I get it. But now with King, oh my God, it's perfect. So I agree with him with what he did because in that situation, I would almost want my man to do that for me. Now, you ain't gotta beat him to a pulp or anything, but put your chest out and intimidate him a little bit. I like it.
Okay. Logan, do you like it?
I love it. I love it. I mean, yeah, King is so fine, child. Like,
Oh, girl, preach on it.
so fine. But Miss Quad, let's back it up a little bit. Miss Quad was in medical sales, so she was making her money, but she did not want
Oh,
to work.
you're right. Let me not take that from her.
But yeah, no, King definitely did the right thing by sticking up for Quad. You're not gonna tell my girlfriend, wife, woman I'm with, boy I'm with, whoever in front of me. No, it's not going down like that. We're gonna have to have a conversation, and if you get disrespectful in that conversation that we're having, then it's up from there. So no.
And that's what I saw.
Yeah, and I commend what King did. He was trying to be respectful about it. Dr. G continued to be disrespectful about it. And so it had to
Period.
be taken to levels that I don't think any of them wanted to go to, but it just had to be taken there.
I'm gonna have to disagree with my bros here. I know I'm gonna get people upset, honey, but we're gonna have to do it. But no, I think that
That fake ponytail.
I think that wasn't King behavior. It was peasant behavior. I think he shouldn't have went up to him being like, "I'ma let this one slide," and coming up saying that Quad can say whatever. Quad can say whatever she wants, and you have to do a Beyonce concert. Look around, everybody on mute. He said you need to keep it mute and shut the F up. That's what he was saying. And to clap back not to clap back, but to respond, Logan, to what you said with the shut the
Victor
F
thought you
up.
were me, Logan. Clap back
Sorry.
at me. That's really what
No.
happened.
Yeah, sorry, Logan. No, but she didn't say, he didn't say shut the F up. He said, you have a big effing mouth. And those are two different things.
I
He
don't
didn't
think
say
so.
you need to shut up.
Regardless,
I do think it's a different thing.
regardless,
No,
Because he's not saying something.
cursing
And
at
she does have a big
no.
mouth because she was there speaking about their relationship, saying, I'm a host the baby shower, and making offhanded remarks around Sweet Tea's
I agree
well,
with
how would you
infertility.
handle
But
So
it?
I do
but
yeah,
think
sweet
how
I
would
tea.
do
you
think
Hold on,
that's
Eric.
But
Eric, I
s-
want to
uncomfortable.
hear. I want to hear your thoughts on it. But Logan, what's your reaction to that?
how would you feel if your partner didn't defend you in a situation where someone is telling you you got to be out, blah blah blah, like shut up, or maybe he
Well, he
didn't
did it the day after.
but okay, so but still, because he said he didn't hear it. So when he heard what he said, then he addressed it, and I would want my man to do the same.
Yeah, but he has to hold Quad accountable. I think to say Quad can say whatever she likes, as
Hold her
disparaging as it may
accountable in
be.
private, but in public,
thank you. In public,
Yeah,
it's you and
but
I together.
I don't agree with the ethos of Quad can say anything she likes and you're not allowed to challenge it and
Well, I
have
yeah,
don't
any
think.
instead
type of
Okay,
address
if
her.
say.
Instead address
I
you
don't
when she
agree
talks
with
to you.
that
Don't address
personally.
her. Don't address a woman. Don't curse
yes,
at a woman because you already allegedly
They were
killed her.
married.
but
Hey,
they
They were
already
married
but
for
they
several
already went
let
years.
through.
hold on, Logan. Say that. Say that first part one more time. It cut out a bit.
You're not like they had a tumultuous marriage. Like allegedly, they were fighting. He was beating on her, or she was beating on him. Whatever. So don't talk to her. Don't curse at her. Talk to me when she talks to you. Simple.
When it comes to the physical altercation, the near physical altercation between King and Dr. Gregory, I know that for me, that if any of the bros on Bro Chat tried to beat me up, I would use my first line of defense, Damien. So I understand.
Oh,
I
dang, you getting to feel
understand.
like that? You getting to feel like that,
Oh
Damien?
So they
wow!
say.
Listen,
You
listen, I
So they like to
understand.
say.
I'm gagged.
But Dr. Gregory had every right to have a conversation to mention charges. No one should ever feel comfortable enough to beat the heck out of you.
Why?
Come on.
They said, beat the heck out of you.
No.
Why?
Eric,
No.
don't come beating me
Why?
up.
I
Don't
mean,
come
No.
if
beating
you
me
don't give me a
up.
reason to, then there's no
Damien.
problem. If you
I
don't give me
got
a
you,
reason
man.
to, there is no problem. I'm sorry.
No.
I am so sick of this non-violent BS. We have a
Same,
$1 trillion
same,
budget for military.
same.
Let's stop with this non. It's only non-violent when the person who is defending themselves defends themselves. Then it's all, oh my God, I can't do violence. We have a $1 trillion military budget. We believe in violence. We do. Period.
No,
Point blank.
no.
Period.
I no
I
I
just,
don't think
if
you
you're
should
gonna say
respond to
something,
something verbally
I think
violently.
I think that we're animals, and animals sometimes fight and scrap, and then get over it.
Hmm.
I'm not an animal, honey. I know
I'm
I
not an
don't know what
animal
you thinking that,
either.
honey. But
If I
there's no,
am an
I'm not
animal,
an
I'm a
Hi,
animal.
you
judge.
are technically kind of an animal on this planet. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm not
girl, bye.
In a perfect world,
We
that
don't
would
live in
work.
this
But
world.
let's be
Damien.
real. If you say something that's out of line, that's disrespectful, like for me, if you talk about a family member or something like that, you're gonna get popped. It's just that simple. Like
Point
I
blank.
wouldn't do it to
Period.
you. Don't do it to me.
Like it's a thing
I
about
don't
Okay.
agree with that.
self-control, and sometimes we're human. Like, well, all the time we're human, but sometimes we lose our shit, we
Hmm.
make mistakes, and that probably
Mhm.
wasn't King's best moment, and he admitted that. But in the moment,
Agreed.
he was simply defending his loved one, and I see nothing wrong with that.
I think the
Listen,
way
I
he
think
could have approached
to
it could have been
Damien's
different.
point, that's a true point that Damien made. But what is also a
Oh,
true
she's Team
point
Damien
is that
today.
but well, I'm not because I don't agree with what he said,
Oh,
but it is a true
okay.
point. He is correct with his point. But what I think is when someone makes a decision to do that, you have to know when you're going to make the decision to get physical with someone, choose that. You need to know that there's going to be consequence
Hmm.
on the other side of
Exactly.
that. King didn't touch Dr. Gregory, but it's fair to consider
No, girl, what?
consequence.
No, I was not a
Yes.
police. I'm
Yes.
sorry. For the
Yes.
background. I don't call the cops. I'm not a snitch.
Right.
That's just my background.
Snitch.
That is a snitch, girl. He ain't do nothing to you. It's not like he was threatening him. It's not
Yeah.
like he was like having a profile. They got into one altercation. Be like an adult and
The
get
the
over it.
charges were
You're
too
on a
much.
cast together. Sorry,
He
Toya and
ran
Mariah.
after
But he
him.
didn't
Toya
touch
Yeah,
him
pulled
he
the
ran
though.
crap
after
out of
him.
He
Mariah's
didn't
hair
He
touch
on
ran
him.
after
camera,
him.
and
Right.
there was no charges even talked about. No, ma'am.
Wait.
Grow
And can
up.
we
That
call
was
out
a
the
child.
hypocrisy? Can we call out the hypocrisy here of how when Dr. Lisa Nicole threw drinks in Quad's face, and she sat down with Dr. Greg and explained what happened. And she said, "I think I want to press charges." And he said, "Don't be over dramatic. Don't do that." Kind of talked
And
her
she
down
threw a
with it.
glass at
And
her.
she drenched that girl. And
Yeah,
Quad
and threw a
Quad was
glass
a
at
good,
her.
that's self-control right there, what Quad did. Because Lisa Nicole, oh my
Should
God.
have got snatched.
She
She
would
should have
have
got snatched up real quick. She would have got
So
snatched up.
right, but King did not touch, like, no. And if somebody did that to me, I'm not gonna press charges against you. Like, yeah, it's
No.
gonna piss me off, and I might read your ass down. I might read you down and threaten you and say, "Come on," and I'll, but I'm not gonna go to the police and try to ruin your career and
Mm-mm.
livelihood
That
over
makes no sense.
emotion.
Well, exactly. Well, not exactly. Yes.
Yeah,
But
no, exactly.
Logan, do you think that the charges, do you think it's too far to even consider charges?
Yeah, I think it's just too much. I think, like, I understand he was probably scared of his life with this big, muscular, fine ass man coming towards him.
Oh, I would too,
I
Mama.
know
Ooh.
he was shook and scared, but I do think the Chargers was too far. Like, what are you doing? Like, that's kind of like a snitch move,
It is.
because you had so much mouth. You had so much mouth. Which, I mean, I get it. We should be able to defend ourselves with our mouths, with our words, but everybody's not like that, and you might just have to get in the field with somebody that's like that for real. So
So should Heavenly and Contessa got to the
Mm.
police because they got into the similar exchange, what, 2 weeks before that? No. There's constantly heated exchanges very similar to that on this show for the past 11 years, and nobody's calling the cops. You look like a child by doing that. And all those men sat there and told him the same thing. You look like a child. This is ridiculous. He didn't even do nothing that much. Nothing happened to you.
And that's what men
Nothing
So
happened
do.
to you.
before we move on, I just want to be very clear. So the Bros of Bro Chat, excluding me and Victor. So Eric, Logan, Damien, the three of you believe that snitches get stitches? The three of you
Knock if you
believe
butt.
that?
Knock if you butt.
if you
Right.
if you are starting the confrontation verbally, you have to be ready.
Why? Ew, why are we
And
bringing the
and
cops? That's
again,
just
he
ugh.
didn't
That gives me a
touch
bad
him. That's the
vibe.
problem here. He Okay. Let me ask all y'all this: if King had went up to him, reached him, and made physical contact, slapped him, punched him,
Mm.
whatever, would we had agreed to charges being pressed then?
No,
Yes.
Yeah, I would have.
no.
Agreed. I would
Well,
agree. If King was like an aggressor that just walked up to him and attacked him, then yeah, like
Yeah.
that
that's
would.
where I can give Dr. Greg the benefit of the doubt. If you were touched, but you
Yeah,
weren't, he didn't touch you.
Listen, if you get my heart racing in any way, I will call the police on you.
Well,
So
I'm
you're
glad we
calling the
know that,
police on me?
Miss.
Because I got your heart racing a few times. You supposed to
Right,
call the police on
right.
On
me?
Bro Chat, yes, he did. But
Ah!
listen, bros, I want to know. So, Sweet Tea at this reunion, Sweet Tea is talking about Quad being jealous of her. Victor, do you think? Not the laughing, honey.
Because that's a joke.
Okay, Victor, do you think that Quad is jealous of Sweet Tea?
No, I think Quad is being ridiculous. I don't think she's jealous of her at all. I think what Quad was doing at the reunion, and I think some of the ladies have a bit of a herd mentality because Quad is saying that I'm the reason you're here, and she is, but Mariah's also the reason all of you guys are there and you got rid of her.
Clock
So
it.
that also happened. We can talk
Hello.
Pushed
about that.
her, pushed her out,
Push her out the show.
arguably,
And
arguably.
and I think with these are the same women, Quad, that you're with at the moment, and you're saying Sweet Tea shouldn't be there. You don't want to film with Sweet Tea. That's the most recent thing that Quad's saying.
Yeah.
She's saying she doesn't want to film with Sweet Tea and Gregory. These women were trying to ice you out last season because they're saying that you're not their friend and you're also not married to medicine anymore. So why are you here? And who are you to sit here and exclude someone from the show when you're not even married to
Well, she's
medicine
been a part of the
anymore?
show for
And
11
these
years. You
girls,
can't say who is
yeah, but
she.
these
You
these
can't
girls are
say who
saying
is
they're not.
she if she's
These
Quad of Married to Medicine, Mama.
no, but
Girl,
she's
bye.
not
Who's
married
Sweet
to
Tea?
medicine
Who
anymore.
is Sweet Tea?
She's not married. She's married to medicine. That's who she is.
Mm,
So what
married to
she's not going to do
Scraps.
is she's not going to come and say who should. These aren't even your real friends. The girls voted you out of the island last
And who
season.
won?
So don't
She
come
did
in.
because she's back on with a contract. So who is she? The girl
She's
who did it. The girl who was able to do what Sweet Tea couldn't. Period.
Listen, I have agreed with Victor all day, but I do want to make the point about what Eric is saying is true because the reason why is because to Logan's point, Quad did work
Hmm.
in medical sales.
I was gonna bring that up. What he said
And I do
earlier.
think that that should be noted. And I do think that the show should showcase more types of connections to
I mean,
medicine,
how was
not just
Phaedra
doctors,
connected?
but I want to see
Not
nurses.
at
I
all.
want to see. I think it's a great idea to show different types of
Oh
connections
yeah, I
to
I
say
was just
how was
gonna
medicine
bring that
Phaedra?
up.
We were
besides
saying how Phaedra
doctors.
was a doctor. Like
Yeah.
she wasn't connected to the doctor in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
Oh, bro.
but
But I agree
Well,
Logan,
with you. I
Quad
think
isn't
we
a
should see more
doctor.
nurses. I think we should see more
yeah,
like techs. I think that would be amazing. I 100%
Pharmacists.
agree with that.
Yeah.
I think the whole like connected to medicine doesn't really count anymore because we've
No.
had people like Phaedra. Like they just
Kind of like
at this
how
Well, I
point
don't
it's
think
Quad.
Phaedra
just.
should have been her. I don't
I
think Phaedra
agree.
should
I
have been
agree.
her
I agree
either.
with you there too.
I don't think she should have been
There
her.
was
That
no
was
reason to put
stunt
Phaedra
Lo-
there.
casting.
Logan, what do you think about all this?
Honestly, I don't think Quad is jealous of Sweet Tea. Like, girl, you're sitting in the kitchen that I was cooking this man meals in about 10 years ago, okay? The bedrooms haven't been redone, the bathrooms, the kitchen, the living room. Like, maybe even there that we was on, okay? So,
Not the house tour. MTV Cribs.
okay, so what do I have to be jealous of you about? Like, I just don't understand that.
Look at Quad at the reunion. Hello, who would be jealous of that? I mean, who would? Why would she be jealous of Sweet Tea? And because no shade, Sweet Tea's reunion look. If we put them side by side,
Very matronly.
right. But if you put Quad next to
Prom
her, Quad
1984.
destroys her.
And
But do
that's
you see her band on her arm? Why should I be jealous of that one?
like, come on. Like, no. And the Rolls Royce that he just got me? Please, girl. Please. Jealous of what? Not that country bumpkin accent, but whatever.
Oh,
I will say this for Sweet Tea's defense.
not the
I
country bumpkin.
genuinely think she would get along with these girls if she wasn't Dr. Gregory's wife. I think her and Quad would probably get along. I think she's
Yeah.
stuck behind him. I think he's the real villain. If you want me to be real, he's a true villain. Get him out. Let's
Yeah.
get her divorced from him and let's get her by herself. And to go back to what you were saying, Victor, they're mad at Sweet Tea because she keeps going on live talking crap.
Mm.
Yeah, but I don't think it's right to have a type of response by talking about someone's fertility. And I feel like
I
Quad has been
agree.
in that direction.
I don't think
And I
she's
think it's
talking about.
disgusting.
I don't think she's
And I
talking
feel
about
like,
facility
and
when
I
it
feel
comes to
like
Quad, though.
everyone's coming in on her
I
for
don't think. I
saying that
think
it's
about
just.
Quad. I don't
But
think
I
it's about
think,
fertility for
but one
Quad.
Hold on,
second,
hold on, one at a
one
time.
second.
Victor, finish your.
But I think it's hypocritical for Heavenly and all of them to say it's
True.
disparaging to talk about the DUI, and they're going to talk about her fertility all the
Heaven
time
is
as
the
this low
biggest
blow
hypocrite.
I
Trust
that
me.
think.
they continue to come back to. I think that's hypocritical, and I think we have to keep it consistent. I think they do show double standards towards the people that they're icing out and they're not feeling at the moment.
Yeah,
And I
it's
think
called
we've
being part of a
seen.
cast. Kind of
Yeah,
what
but I
happens.
think if it was so bad for Quad to be iced out last season and it was so upsetting and she was really upset, then don't try and do that to someone else.
I mean, you can if it's your ex's new girl who's trying to come for your gig. I'm sorry, there are just lines you don't. You're literally. She's trying to come for her paycheck. That's how I see it. You're coming for my job
I
on
think
a
they can both
platform
be
I
earned. I think
created.
they can both be
I
earned.
do, but not when your man talks the way that he does.
Yeah, I
And
think
he is I'm sorry, he is emotionally manipulative, and it's the way he talks to these women grosses me
how is he a
out.
psychiatrist? How
Right.
Thank you.
But same with Sutton's mom. Most psychiatrists, they're like,
They're
they
crazy.
really
I'm like,
are.
and this is mom as well. Is a
Oh my
psychiatrist.
gosh, great
oh
point.
my God, you're right.
That's so
Oh,
weird.
like
I think that's the problem. I think Quad is trying to wake Sweet Tea up. I genuinely think she's like, girl, you need to wake up, girl. You need to get out of
I talk
that.
about her fertility
I
issues.
don't
Is
think
that
it's
going to
about
wake her up?
fertility when she's talking about Quad. When
I just
Quad
think
is
she's going
talking
so
about
many
it,
low blows. Like
I don't think Quad, I'm
we
not
have to
done.
look at it the same
Quad
thing.
is mad because Sweet Tea got on the show and got with that man using the whole I'm going to get pregnant for you, which is disparaging to Quad. She got on by dissing Quad.
I
Eric,
just
you're
feel
froze.
like we need to. Oh,
And
oh,
not
you're
that look.
frozen.
you were in it, girl. You was in the point.
He was getting it.
I feel like Quad is not an angel, and she has
I
a
don't think
mouth
she's an
too.
angel, but I don't think she's
And
making fun of the fertility.
I feel like when it came to what happened in the night before the altercation with Dr. Gregory and King, I feel like Quad was pushing. She was drunk, and she was making those remarks.
You really think she's an alcoholic?
Let me not say she's alcoholic. I think that she's had issues in the past drinking, and then at the couples trip, she was drunk. God has prepared me for him. My life has changed. She's still talking.
And Dr. Gregory said she has a big mouth, which she does have a big mouth. I don't think it needed to become a thing of, I'm gonna let that slide, but everything she says from now on, you have to keep it on mute. They're on a reality show. He can't just not respond to anything Quad says.
He
They're
can.
meant to be there to
I think it's
respond.
abusive. I think it's abusive. I think it's abusive to tell someone that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to you. I'm allowed to say whatever I want to say to you, and you just have to take it. You can't respond.
Yeah,
You can't
Quad can do
react.
whatever she
You can't have
wants.
a feeling. You can't have an opinion, and you can't talk back to me. That is abusive. And that
Yeah.
type of mental style directed at Quad. Quad crossed the line when she was antagonizing and provoking Dr. Gregory.
I can see that.
I don't see it that way.
Yeah.
I
I
can.
think
Logan, what do you
I
think?
can totally see that she was doing too much at that little barnyard thing that they were doing at the sitting down drinking. I can see that she was doing way too much and antagonizing him. But again, he responded and he was cursing at her. He was also being disrespectful. And so I think when it comes to King, yeah, defend me. Like, you get in there and he's a man, you're a man. This man used to beat up on me. You already know that. So yeah.
I think most of the bros on Bro Chat would agree, and maybe folks looking in agree with it too. Quad is over this marriage. She's moved on with King. She's over the marriage, but I don't think that Quad is over the trauma that's
Yeah.
agree
attached to
exactly,
this
Both of them
marriage.
aren't
and
over
then
it.
for
They're not
Sweet
over
Tea to
I
make,
think yeah.
but Sweet Tea makes
I can agree
comments
with
about
that.
it, and I think that's what pisses her off too. Sweet Tea will make comments about her and Greg's relationship. Girl, you weren't there. You weren't there. You weren't a part of what happened there.
I think that no one talks enough about Dr. Gregory's trauma, what he experienced with Quad. I think that folks talk
Ugh.
about the alleged physical abuse, mental abuse, and all those different things that happened in their marriage. But no one talks about what Dr. Gregory
I don't
experienced.
care.
Because I care because Dr. Gregory has legitimate trauma attached to Quad when it comes to Quad. Quad was married to Dr. Gregory, and Quad avoided having a baby with her husband.
No, Mama, we can't say
How?
avoid. A woman
Yes,
has a
she
right to
did, and I will
choose when
say
she wants to
that.
have a child, so she didn't avoid it. She didn't want to have a child
Well,
with that man.
listen, in a marriage, I think Dr. Eugene said it so eloquently. In a marriage, he's talking about his wife Toya. This is our womb, and it should be a conversation between the two of us.
What?
I
I
That was
don't
your,
agree
definitely
with
think
is that
that.
your
so.
opinion or is that
I
what
That's
they
her
definitely.
room.
said?
Is that her room? So he's gonna deal with the night pains and the throwing up, and if the baby goes wrong,
And the
and the
stretch
hypoxia,
marks,
and the possible getting diabetes while pregnant, and the dry shit. He's gonna go
postpartum.
through that. So it's his
Yeah, I don't
womb
agree with
too.
that
So
part.
it's his womb too. Absolutely not. Men need to get the hell out of a womb. Get out of her womb. It is
Period.
her womb. She's the one who's gonna have to deal with that baby for 9 to 10 months fully by herself while you sit there acting a fool.
Yeah.
Period. When you're sitting there
But
yelling at me and screaming at me on television, I ain't giving you no kid. You got me messed up. You
Yeah,
got me messed up.
yeah, back that
But
up.
Dr. Gregory does have legitimate trauma when it comes to Quad. She avoided having a baby with him.
I
And
don't like the way
on
that
top of
sounds.
that, Quad
I
is
don't think that's. I
offering
don't think that we share a
Quad.
room thing
Well, that's what
is
I'm
silly.
doing.
I'm not on that.
You can challenge me and disagree, but this is honestly how I feel
That's
because
fine. I'm
Quad.
reacting to how you what you're
Because
saying.
yes,
Mm,
I want you to. Because Quad is offering to throw a baby shower for Sweet Tea and Dr. Gregory. Dr. Gregory,
okay.
a man that she avoided having a baby with and never intended
Ugh.
on having a baby
I would
with.
say I don't agree
That
with
is
that angle.
cruel. That is
That's not the
cruel.
angle I
It
agree
was
with.
So
antagonistic.
you think that she should have brought a baby into that tumultuous relationship?
No.
Right.
Is
I
that
think she should
fair
have
for
been.
that child? Is
I
that
think she
fair?
should
She
have been.
was honest. She said, "We're not in a good place. I'm not where I want to be. I'm not giving you a kid." What else you got to say? There's nothing else to say about that. Done. That's a period. That's a statement.
She said that. She said what you said. She said, I want to focus on building up myself financially. I want to focus on this
Mm-hmm.
and that. I don't think she told the truth. I think the truth is, I don't want to have a baby with you. And I
But she
honestly
said
And that's
that.
believe
and that's probably
that
true.
is
That's true.
how Quad felt about Dr. Gregory. She didn't want to have his
She
child.
said that though. That's not a secret. She said, "I'm not
She
having
did
a baby
not
with
tell
you."
him.
She said, "I'm not having a baby with you while we are in this like environment while we are fighting." She did tell him that like multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Quad gave Dr. Gregory false hope And that
Ew,
is
no, girl.
cruel.
Ooh,
False hope.
false
I
hope.
will be
Oh my
ready to have a
god.
child once I am where I want to be financially and in my career and in my life. She should
Mitch.
have told him directly and honestly, I do not want to have your baby.
Well, maybe she did
Full
though.
stop.
She
Mitch,
did,
Maybe
but not
she
at that
But
did.
that
time.
wasn't the
Mitch,
conversation she had with him initially
You.
or at
Mitch.
any point I've seen.
I just, I just, I'm like,
Blech.
I have respect for everyone here, but I don't think we as a panel of men should, especially queer men who date other men, should talk about, what a woman should
I
do
did, man.
and her responsibility and what they should do, what their womb and their obligation based off their womb. I don't think that's the conversation that we should have here. I don't know if this is the right forum for that
I
conversation.
agree.
Listen, let me be clear. My conversation is about how Quad was not transparent with her husband at the time.
I
She was not
disagree.
transparent with him. I don't
I
think,
don't think you can say that's traumatic for Dr. Gregory.
definitely traumatic. This woman, Quad, has Dr. Gregory in the waiting room, and he thinks that his name is going to be called and it's going to be time for him to have the family, that he's not getting any younger. And she had him wait, had him wait, had him wait. When I think that Quad had no intentions on having a child with him. I think she wanted a child, but I don't think she wanted a child with him. And I don't think she was honest with him that you're not the man that I want to have this future with, this type of future with.
Yeah, because she didn't know what she was getting herself into, so she sat in that house and she looked at her life. What are you talking about? She wouldn't know that before she met with him and lived with him and married him. That's not
Hmm.
being honest. She told him when he started acting a fool. She said, and her, I remember her doing it in the bedroom when they split up the bedrooms. I remember her doing it at multiple reunions. I'm not having a baby with you while we're going through this. And as someone who my parents had me at 16 years old. I don't think you should be bringing children into situations like that. That's not cool. She needed to be financially responsible because what happens when he was going, if he left her, what was she going to do? She was being smart. She was being a smart, brilliant woman. And what do men have problem with? Smart, brilliant women. And they're always, there's always an attack. She was not attacking that man. That is just preposterous. I'm sorry. Absolutely preposterous.
Well,
Logan, what do you think?
I just think the whole relationship was tumultuous and just
Hmm.
not a good time for
Yeah.
either of them. So, yeah, I'm glad that the relationship is over. But like I said earlier, they're thrown back into this experiment where they have to
Yeah.
interact. And it's just traumatic for all parties involved.
well, I think with
Interesting.
Quad and the baby and all that whole situation, everything happened like it was supposed to. She wasn't supposed
Yes.
to have a baby with Dr. G. She wasn't supposed to. And where men are more typically tend to be more hypersexual, most women, not to speak for women, but this is just what I've heard. Most women, you have to stimulate their minds and they have to want to have sex with you, want to bring life into this world with you. It's not just a quick pump and dump and go.
Not pump a dump.
And one last thing, because I wanted to double back on something that I said earlier that Logan brought up. I was speaking on or on Quad when she got with Gregory, almost as if it were up for a come up, and I did say that. But she was in medical sales, and I forgot to mention that. It's not like she didn't have a job and just was living off of Dr. G. So I wanted to make that clear because I do love me some Quad, and I don't want to take away from anybody's hard work.
Well, you know, before we go home, I'm not trying to be insensitive. I'm not trying to not have a heart with the things that I say, but I'm talking about dangling a possibility in front of someone. I know how I would feel. That's
But I
emotionally
feel like
Do
painful.
I
you?
feel
Do
like
you?
you're
Emotionally
I feel
painful
like
is how I would
I
describe
you're
feel
it.
like
making an
none of
assumption
us.
that's Quad did that though. She didn't.
I,
That's
and
the
I
problem.
and I just feel like for me, this is my personal opinion. I just don't feel like any of us can get in the headspace of being a woman, pregnancy, and
How
stuff like that. I
scary
think it's
that
so out of
is.
reach of our experiences, and I don't think we can have the bandwidth maybe in this chat to really understand that
Thousand
perspective.
percent.
So I think we should maybe agree to disagree on
I'm
that.
just tired of men using babies as accessories. You want a child as an accessory because you weren't going to stay home with that child and bathe it and pick it up after it. You expected her to do that. So how is it part of how what? All you have to do is ejaculate. That's all you got to do part of this little equation. So no, no, ma'am. That's all you got to do.
Well,
That's his one responsibility. It's so hard. I can't. And wasn't he
Well,
laying up in a bed with another woman in a hotel
oh,
room? Girl, bye. Get out of my face. And you want me to have a kid with you? Bye.
I do not think that women are obligated to look at their womb as a collaborative womb with another man that they
Thank
may be
you.
with.
There's nothing
So
collaborative about
yes.
it.
Yeah, and I just
and
think
I
the
think
whole situation is between Dr. G and Quad. Sweet Tea and King are just caught up in the rapture of it all. It's
Yeah.
really about them, the former married couple, getting through their trauma for when they were married, and they
Well, keep that man away from the show, please, because you want to hold on to that man
okay.
real
Oh,
tight.
he was looking so good in
So
that
you,
blue too for the reunion. Oh my god, looking so good.
Man, okay.
well, everyone looking in, let us know which bro you agreed with during today's bro chat debate. The bros of bro chat will be back. We'll see you again next time.
Yeah.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys.
That
Cut.
was good. Don't roll your eyes.
okay.
Don't roll your
That was
eyes.
really
I feel
good.
like you
All
guys
three debates.
sometimes
Mitch, girl. Oh
think
my
of me as
God.
like this. Am I like evil? Because that's how
No,
you guys make me feel
no,
sometimes.
No,
you're not
Like,
you're
evil.
not.
I don't
Sometimes.
regret the
You're not
things that I
evil.
say, but sometimes I
No.
feel like I'm doing what Damien does. I'm doing what Logan does. I'm
I
doing what
I
Eric and Vic
really
does. I'm giving my
I
opinion.
really
But when
wanted
I give my
I
opinion, it's like I am this devil.
No.
like I don't think we can say that women have that
When
responsibility.
you are in a
So
commitment, when you
No.
have a
well, we can't
No.
talk about a
No.
oh
relationship
my
that
god, you guys
we're
haven't
No.
not
heard the
in.
sentence and you guys
Because
hate me already.
I don't hate you. I'm just correcting you. Women are
But I
not
haven't finished what I'm
labor.
saying.
They're not labor. I don't care what relationship you are. If she wanted it today and then tomorrow she don't want it, she don't want it. It's her body.
Mitch,
This is not a There's nothing collaborative about her body and what she has to do. You know, she's literally creating a
That
human. Her
works.
energy is going in. One of my best friends right now is pregnant with twins. She cannot get out of bed. She is
What you're
sick in bed.
saying
What her man
works.
do?
What
That's
you're
all he did to
saying
her.
works.
That's all he
What you're
did.
saying works when you're when what you're saying, Eric, works when you are a single woman. But when you are a married woman, a
No.
married person,
No,
there
I'm
needs
the
to
only
be
one
a
married here. I'm gonna tell you,
conversation.
no. I'm the only
There
one
needs to
married
be a
here. No.
conversation.
No, they're not
I think
cattle.
that
I
what
just don't
Eric is
like that.
saying is actually more extreme than what I said, and no one has a reaction to it. And I
How
don't
am I
think it's
I
being
kind
more
of agree
fair.
with
extreme?
that. I agree with Eric though, Mitch. I think like at the end of the
Okay.
day,
well, what do you think was extreme and out of line in what Eric said,
But I do
Mitch?
think it's extreme. And the reason why I think it's
really,
extreme is because when
What's
you
extreme?
well, let
I'm
me
confused by that. What was
I want to
extreme?
hear what he says. Go ahead,
Let him
Mitch.
finish. Yeah, let him finish.
Like,
What?
let's Mitch finish. Oh, Mitch.
Cat
Oh
got your
yeah.
tongue.
Oh, he
You're not
froze.
frozen, so you
No, she
can't.
ain't
No,
paused.
he's still
He's
She's
trying to
there.
play that
blinking.
game
She's
when while he's
blinking.
up there
We know
blinking.
her. She's
how'd you know I
blinking.
wasn't
Cause
frozen?
you
You
up here going,
blinking, mama. You out here
Because the
blinking.
screen goes
There
black when
is
you
no
freeze.
glass on those
Usually.
glasses, girl. We can see right through.
But Mitch, what was extreme? I'm still
yeah, he
waiting.
looking for a way
Oh
out
well,
of
we're never
that.
gonna find out.
Uh huh.
Hmm.
Okay, I can
Go,
see.
we can see you blinking still.
I think that when you are in a marriage, when you are in a marriage,
But what was extreme that Eric said?
well,
Let him finish.
let me,
Okay, I'll let
let
you
me,
finish.
Pull a
Y'all are
Kyle,
a
Mitch.
mess.
They
Pull a
are on
Kyle,
let
your
me
head,
Mitch.
bitch. They are on your head. Come on, get it out.
when you listen, when you're in a marriage, I don't think it's just you all by yourself. I think that you have to
I didn't say
consider
that.
the other person that has, I didn't say you did, but this is what I'm saying. I think that you have to consider the other person. And there needs to be a conversation about what the future looks like. And the futures have to be in alignment. And Quad and Dr. Gregory's futures were not in alignment. He wanted a child, he wanted a baby. It's very clear
But
that's what he
Mitchell,
wants.
what is
And that's something
confusing
that,
about what you're saying is she did tell him. That's what we keep telling you. She
but
looked the man
my,
in the face and said,
but the
I'm not
point that
having a baby with you with this. So I don't understand
I
what else
don't
she's
think
supposed to
she
do.
ever, I don't think that Quad ever wanted to have a baby with Dr.
See, that's making
Gregory.
an assumption, though. That's my point.
I
You
don't
don't
think
know
she
that for a
wanted,
fact.
especially towards the end, more specifically towards the end of their time. I don't
Well,
think she wanted to have a baby with Dr. Gregory. I think she dangled the possibility in his face, and he honestly thought that there was a possibility that it would come at some point. but I think that she didn't want to have his
Well,
child.
I do,
I
Because of the
Okay.
really
way
don't
he was
think
I do
so.
think,
acting.
I do think
Wait. One second, one
yeah.
second, one second. So I just let you speak for that minute and a half, Mitch, and I still haven't found out what Eric said that was extreme. So what did Eric say that was extreme?
What's extreme is when you are in a commitment and you
But what did
operate.
Eric say? What was
Well, let
Eric's
me
words
let me
to you that you heard?
let me tell you.
Oh,
When
she
you
did.
are
Try.
in when you are a person who's in a commitment and you're operating as a single person, I think that what Eric is saying works when you're single.
What?
But when you
But so you
well,
think it's extreme
Well,
for Eric to
I could
say
also just
that?
say that's a lie because I'm not single and I've been in for 10 years. So what I do does work.
no, Eric, what I'm saying to you, Eric,
That's
what
not,
I'm saying to you,
Mitch
okay,
didn't
Mitch.
mean it that.
okay, Eric, what I'm saying to you
Mitch.
is the point that you made.
Oh,
I think
girl.
the point you made about how you, oh,
I'm
I'm
listening.
not gonna talk. You can listen. I'm not gonna talk to your curtain.
I'm changing my shirt, girl. Keep going.
Okay, I'll wait.
No, man, Mama, we're not doing that because we asked you 17 times to tell me what I offended you on. You couldn't tell you
I
17
repeated it and
times.
I
And
said
now you're
it.
going to say it now. Now
And
I
I
got to sit
don't
there and
think
look
that
at
you guys
you.
want to
What did
I'm
Eric?
understand what
listening to
I'm
you.
saying. I don't think that the two
Jesus.
of you, Eric, Victor, I don't think the two of you want to understand what I'm saying. I think that what I'm saying does make sense. And I do think it's
I didn't say
reasonable
it didn't make
for any
sense. I said I
person that
agree.
is in a marriage.
She told that man, I'm not having a child with you while we are in this conflict. Did he change those actions? No.
No,
So how could you say that she was dangling something in front of him?
What can I?
She gave him an equation. You do this happens. He didn't do the equation.
the
Okay,
reason,
I'm just gonna step
no,
in for
no,
1 second.
no, no,
Nope.
no,
I was
no.
gonna defend. I was gonna
The
say something on
reason
your
that
behalf.
Quad gave was that she wasn't in the place she wanted to be financially. That
That
was the
wasn't
reason
the
that she
only
gave
reason she
initially.
gave.
Yeah, she gave
That was not the
multiple
only
reasons, and I'm trying
reason.
to figure out which one was the truth.
They're all the
I
truth.
think
She's a multi-dimensional woman. What are you talking about? She doesn't have to have one reason.
Mitch, Mitch.
I don't think you guys typically understand where I'm coming from as easily as you may understand each other. I honestly
You were
do
gonna
think
say
that.
my name,
I don't
girl. You were
agree
about
with
to say
that.
I
my
was gonna
name.
say Eric, but I'm like, let me
Yes, you
change it.
were. You got something for me lately, mama.
But
Ooh.
it's fine. It's fine.